Coming soon to this theater.
What up, everybody? It's Brian, back for another week of CG horror movie talk. Tonight we're going to be taking a little look at a movie of mine that is a personal favorite. I'm not saying it's the best movie. I'm not saying it's perfect. It's one of those movies that I love, not in spite of its flaws, but because of its flaws. And, well, we're going to get into it. Normally I can't play clips because the YouTube algorithm bitch slaps you and takes you off the air if you're streaming and you play YouTube clips from movies, even if it's a trailer. But tonight I don't think I'm going to be able to restrain myself because I friggin' love this movie and I love the music in it too. Real quick, the entire concept of this show, in case you didn't know, is that what we do is we agree to watch a horror movie in advance. I post the link to the movie in advance. It's always something that's not behind a paywall. It's always something. The link is always in the description. Tonight's movie, The Monster Club, you can catch that on Tubi for free. There's also, I just discovered a really sweet Blu-ray rip that's on YouTube that you can find if you just do a search for Monster Club full movie. Anyway, let me bring in my co-hosts. We got my man. We got my man Matt. Matt
up,
Burke.
Brian? How you doing, man?
The creator of Butch Cleaver, of course, and we got my man Pops. And wait, sorry, brother, I accidentally kicked you, Matt.
It's all good. I've been getting kicked around all day.
Oh,
no, I'm just playing. I've been having a great day, actually.
Damn.
Awesome fucking day.
Good. That's what we like to hear. Not that if you're having a shit day, we don't want to hear it.
No one wants to hear that either.
Days, right?
Yeah.
But always happy when my peeps are happy and doing well and swell. And also Matt is just starting work on the fulfillment for Butch Cleaver 2. So that shit is shipping today.
Yeah.
So
yeah. About 46 packages so far. So nice. I'm like, about halfway done almost. So yeah, it's been fun, man. I can't wait to hear what people think about it,
That's the best part, man. That's the best part is seeing the books in people's hands and then hearing what they think about it. But Then again, people have always been really nice to me with my books. If they stop being nice, maybe I won't be like so hip to hear it. But so far, it's all been gravy. It's all been great, and I can't wait to read Butch Cleaver because I didn't back the first campaign. But if you're a fool and you like me, and you didn't back the first campaign, you can get book number 1 with book number 2. Yeah. So go and check that shit out.
Really behind the times. If you're really behind the times and you just got on to Six Gun Gorilla at issue 8.
Yes.
Okay. Then you're like me and you got 7 to catch up on top of that, right?
Oh, I'm gonna hook you up, Pops.
I got a question for you guys though.
Yes. Please.
I want you to think back to your first campaign.
Yes.
Okay, you're setting up. You're setting up your launch page.
Right.
You've set up your sign up page.
Yeah.
And you get that video done.
Yeah.
And you put it up on there and you play it for the first time.
Yeah.
Okay, I played mine for the first time like 20 minutes ago with the actual voice and everything on it.
Ooh.
Dude, it's badass.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah.
Doc and Anthony tore it up, dude. That's just the teaser trailer. That's not the trailer for the main campaign. It's like this.
It's just the teaser.
Oh, a little taste.
Just to tickle people's ass with a feather.
Dude, they did a great job, man. I'm just
beautiful.
Cheers, pops.
Yeah, seriously,
so
dude. Cheers.
what I wanted to ask is, what did it feel like for you guys building that first campaign page, and when stuff like that, when you put something up there that people get to see for the first time, did you get a rush on that? I mean,
a little nerve-wracking, I would say, but when I got the trailer for Six Gun, I was super happy with it. Because I had designed the whole thing, I'd storyboarded it, because what's cool about doing a trailer for a finished comic is the storyboarding process isn't you go in and you draw little pictures of everything. You just go in and you just cut and paste and you draw little arrows, like, could you have this moving that way, could you have this moving this way, and and I provided the music, I provided the sound effects, all from actual, like, Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns, right? Because that shit was important to me. I don't care if nobody else notices it, if I notice it, right? And no, yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it is exciting.
Dude,
I would say a little nerve-wracking too, but, like, in a good way. Hopefully your experience isn't nerve-wracking at all. It's all fun.
I get a little bit, like, nerve-wracking as we're getting closer to launch day, and I want to make sure everything's perfect for when we hit that button, right? So as the time crunch gets smaller, I get a little bit more nervous. But when something falls into place, like that, it's like, dude, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out the Enter the Cromniverse trailer. It's on the sign-up page, and sign up while you're there. Yes,
do that, folks. And I've got a story in there that should be 2 sites, and is going to have some cameos in it, and I'm in it, and I'm I'm sexy as hell.
You're in the trailer, Brian. You're in the trailer.
Am I? No shit, man. No shit. We'll definitely play that later, brother. We'll definitely play that later. Because, man, I got, like, I look like a bronze god, man, and I got, like, long
Doc Savage.
Yeah, basically Doc Savage meets Fabio, right? They got the Fabio hair and everything.
Everything, yeah.
6-pack riblets, right? I got riblets like you would like you would believe. And because it's just like, because I always thought it's funny how people do self inserts and they're idealized versions of themselves. So it's kind of me snapping on that and be like, well, shit, if I'm gonna put myself in a comic, I don't want to look like me, right? I want to look like friggin' Fabio, Doc Savage Fabio, Oh man. But
that was crazy, man. The first time when I did it,
man, there's some great stories in this book. You guys are gonna love it.
I can't wait for it, man.
Yeah, it should be a hell of a lot of fun, and that is one of the things about CG. We need more fun books.
Okay,
and there's a bunch coming. There's Roach Balls, a Dwarves versus Lion.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to both of those. I'm looking forward to man, there's a bunch of stuff coming out that looks tight.
Okay, this is what I talked to Daniel Monroe this morning, and he's one of them people. I said, I don't want to see its story. I don't want to see it. Just do it. He sent me a message this morning, and it says, you got 9 pages of token, smoking, tunes, and funny shit coming your way. All right, man.
Well, I've noticed also, like, that seems to it's starting to become a thing. I looked at Roach Balls, for instance. I'm like, that's a head shop comic. That's a head shop comic if I ever saw one.
Yes.
And I think Tales from the Cromniverse is also going to be a head shop comic.
And then you got Smokes the Fox.
There's a lot of weed comics coming out.
Some great. Old school. For me, that's like Freak Brothers days. You see what I'm saying? When I was a teenager, and I'm past the superhero stage.
Right.
I'm a teenager and I started smoking a weed.
Yeah, and girls start looking interesting to you. And
Freak Brothers comics, dude, is like, it's like I went underground,
Right. You see, I was lucky because I had an older brother who was a stoner. And so he turned me on when I was a really little kid to, like, Black Sabbath, and, would take me with him to the head shop, right? and I wasn't interested in all like the drug paraphernalia and all that stuff. But I saw they had comic books, and I'm like, ooh, let me check those out.
Yeah.
And I never lost my love for the superhero comics, for the monster comics. I didn't lose my love for any of that stuff. It's just when I discovered that, it was just like, oh my God. It's like, you can get away with, these guys are getting away with murder.
Yeah.
Right? Like, these guys are just doing whatever the hell they want. And then
I love Freak Brothers, man. It was like they just Feds and Heads was another one.
yeah,
Dope. There were so many old
Mr. Snoid
books, dude.
Mr. Snoid was like selling you on the benefits of finding a nice warm bunghole to crawl up in. Right? Like, why live in a house? Why live in an apartment? Live in some chick's butt. It's like, and that was the thing. It was a lot of that stuff was like really juvenile. So even if you weren't like an adult stoner, you could be a little kid and be like, I think that was the funniest thing you'd ever seen.
Jokes. It was hilarious.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, for kids,
God.
you know.
I always say those were like the three big moments for me. It was like discovering Head Shop Comics, then heavy metal, right? And then the British invasion, 2000 AD, Judge Dredd, and all that stuff.
For me, it was Mad. A lot of Mad. When I was a kid, I read Mad more than anything. Yeah. Mad, and I was always into movies. I watched a ton of movies when I was a kid. That's like
I have some very specific
and
copies
I love the art.
Mad.
Like so.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the movie spoofs were always great. Sergio Aragonés.
I have all the 90s shit. You know what I mean?
Severin
like,
did a lot of stuff for Cracked.
So many, and like just the whole caricature. I wanted to be a caricature artist, and that was, I love the way that they just nail mannerisms and of people like quick. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
those were hilarious, though, bro. And then Spike and Mike, Sick and Twisted. You guys remember that? Spike and Mike, Sick and Twisted. It was they had film festivals, and they also did a tour with Korn and the band Stain and Limp Bizkit. So it's back when I was in high school.
Okay, yeah. This is after my time.
And they had like, in there they'll have like a bunch of different Sick and Twisted like little short cartoons. They would. Spike and Mike was the guys that put it on, but they say, hey, let's do a thing with Korn. It was fucking awesome. That was back when I was in like new metal. Everybody liked new metal back then. And
there were some good bands.
Spike and Mike were Ren and Stimpy was part of that.
Nice.
So Ren and Stimpy was part of it, but then they have X-rated shit too.
John Crick-Falusi, who got his start in Head Shop Comics. I got issues of Weird.
Yeah,
right.
That's another one.
Or Zapped, where he's like Zap Comics, right? Where we're like,
I'll say like I'll put my book in a head shop. I'm already like thinking about going to head shops for sure. I already got my book in a record store, and then
throw this at you guys. Just get ready for this now. Yeah. Comics mainstream. It's not what it sounds like.
All right.
Dude's name is Adam Watson. He lives on the West Coast, and he's putting spinner racks in dispensaries.
Oh yeah, perfect. Well, I mean, you want to go. You
47 Furious Tales. Sam's book is on those racks.
Everything should be on there. You know what I mean?
Everything should be on there. You see, that's a really good idea.
You find out about it, though.
Older cats are reading the
dollar stores, right? He's like, why isn't our shit in dollar stores?
He's right. Dollar Tree, it should be in there in newsprint, or at least an edition, and it should be in head shops because a lot of people are smoking the herb now. It's legal most of the place. Yes. I mean, and most people that read comics are our age. We got to get the younger kids in there. But I was talking to Brian about this. I was talking to a guy at work today, and he's like, why the fuck would I read a comic if I could just watch the movie or play the video game? I was like, oh. But
some people are just lost like that,
but he's brutal, and I like to hear that shit. I want to hear that. So how the fuck can we bring in the younger kids?
Right.
And then a lot of them like manga.
Instead of just writing it right, because my initial like impulse is write that motherfucker off. But Matt's thinking ahead, and he's just like, no, how do we get that guy?
Exactly. Like, look, I got 4 grandkids running around here. Every one of them has a little comic book collection of their own.
Yeah.
Every one of them
you help
brought
them
into the they come stand here next to me. They're looking at people draw, and they want to know what's going on. Comic books is a great reading tool for kids at that age.
Oh my God!
See what I'm saying?
Like, do you know how I basically learned how to read?
This is
like way before any of the other kids. Power Records. where you had a 45 and a comic book.
Yes.
And you put on the 45, and it was basically like a radio show adaptation of the comic book that you were reading. I had all of those, dude. I had all of those. And
I had a Tweety Bird and Sylvester one.
I remember that. I remember those.
I had all the Marvel ones. I'm sorry, I didn't have all of them. I had all the Marvel ones.
Right.
But at that age, I was like, DC Comics were just too corny. Right? It was before like DC got better. It was just like I was just like I can't.
The head shops, though, man. The head shops. I mean, I'm just thinking, you're gonna go in there and get some herbs. You're gonna stick a fucking bong rip. You want to read a fantasy. You want to read a superhero. You want to read a horror. You want to read some fucking stoner shit. You want to read some comedy. You want to read some sci-fi. It's all right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, see, this brilliant. Is one of the things I wanted to do with the Cromniverse book. I want to get a one-page ad for a local dispensary. You know how they used to do the hostess ads in the Marvel books? where Spider-Man would save the day by throwing the hostess at the criminal, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna have throwing buds or joints at somebody, right? And saving the day and have an actual ad for an actual dispensary.
Well, it could be edibles now.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? It's like an actual ad for an actual dispensary, but based on the old hostess ads, dude.
No, that's awesome.
Man, I've been thinking about this shit for a long time, you guys. Ryan turned me loose. He should have never fucking suggested that I make a comic book, dude, because
it's fun though, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna try to bring in as much different angle as I can with nothing. Nothing. I don't have a budget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm just gonna try to do the best I can for everybody based on what everybody brings to the party.
Sweet.
And D-Wag in the house. What up? The promo king, I should add, the promo king of CG, without a doubt. D-Wag in the house. Yeah, my God, man, there's so many opportunities, things that we haven't looked into yet, right? And then you say head shops, I'm like, well, vape shops too, right? The place where I got this, because they also sell a lot of drug paraphernalia too.
Yeah, to me, it's like the same thing, and record stores too. But there's not too many of them anymore. But they're starting to come back because vinyl's taking over. Like Adele, like everyone's buying the shit now. You know what I mean? So you want to hit you want to hit tattoo parlors, you want to hit the head shops, you want to hit the vape shops. You want to hit the record stores.
That's
all
really
that shit.
Good idea. That's
those
a really
are our
good
demographic
idea.
that fucking read comics. I'm not saying they're going to like my book, but they might like your book. They might like that book. You know what I mean? It's not a bad idea.
Rick Saylor,
right?
That right there.
Oh,
that Rick Saylor dude. That's a promoting motherfucker right there.
Oh, dude, we got some promoting mofos in this house. Also, real quick, folks, before we get into tonight's movie, go back Mike Murphy's Long Shadow. He's like a grand away from and you know what? There was and my man Matt, he did.
Oh, that's pretty.
And you know what? This is why Comicsgate rules, or Indie Comicsgate, or Underground Comicsgate, whatever you want to call it. Somebody's campaign isn't doing as well as it should. Homeboy Matt shows up with a piece for it. Homeboy Sim shows up with a piece for it. Homeboy Preston shows up with a piece for it.
This would go in a head shop. This book would go in a head shop.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
And that book. The other thing is, you guys got to understand that for me, most of where I do my promoting is on the Facebook group.
Right.
That's where I reach. That's where my largest audience is. So I try to make sure everybody knows. Man, go drop that link in the Facebook group.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I get it. You guys don't like Facebook. You don't want to have a Facebook account. You know what I do on Facebook?
That's where people that read comics are at still, though.
You know what I do on Facebook? I go in my group. In my group. I try to avoid my news feed like the plague. Right. I go in my group. We post comics. We talk about comics. What I mean? All the YouTube channels, all you guys show, even all you guys that say, I don't do Facebook. Guess what? Your show gets shown on fucking Facebook.
Yeah, I do Facebook. Like I drop links in there.
There's no reason not to. To me, the whole debate over like Facebook, Facebook, like Twitter is any better.
Yeah,
I do everything. I do Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I haven't done TikTok yet. and then YouTube.
Twitter's worse because you only got so many characters to deal with, man, and you're trying to get your point across in like 2 sentences and shit.
I know. That's terrible. It's terrible. And but
and
to me, it's
kind
kind of like,
for Christ's sake.
It's kind of like the Indiegogo Kickstarter debate, right? Like, I always think like Kickstarter doesn't give a damn about comics, so it's not good, and we're not allowed. We're forbidden from. We're censored from promoting our comics on like all of like the major sites, like all the Reddit groups and everything like that. We can't do that, right? We're verboten, and so. If you go on Kickstarter, it's good for a second run campaign, right?
There ain't nothing wrong with on Kickstarter, bro.
Because I came from the Facebook side of it, I watch the people that do the Kickstarter first, and then they go over to Indiegogo, and they've already got their books done.
Yeah.
Their books are already printed. They're putting up a guilt-free, no-cost campaign on Indiegogo now. And then they get to go and demand after that with all the books they got left. And it's like the perfect flow, right?
Yeah, Tucci does.
He's
been doing it for like
Neff do it
forever.
Backwards.
Yeah.
You saw Neff do
he's
it
a comics
backwards.
king.
He went on Indiegogo first.
Right.
And then he went over to Kickstarter. And it was like, damn, he did good. So it can be done both ways. It can be done on both platforms.
Yeah, especially if you're not like huge.
Shit out of yourself.
You know, if you're a little guy, I don't see nothing wrong with it. I haven't done it yet. I might do it one day. To me, it's like you're going over to fucking Coke and like, you know, and Indiegogo's like Pepsi. I like Indiegogo more, but it's like
for now,
you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
It could change tomorrow. Remember that, right?
Second.
People are like, like Kickstarter with the censorship. I'm with you. Right?
It's like, hey,
but here's the thing.
Like, hey, you don't gotta wear masks anymore.
You guys know Indiegogo's owned by a lefty too, right?
Yeah. They are.
What's that?
Yeah, they're Frisco. Yeah,
lefty too. They could
they could shut
it down tomorrow, man.
Tomorrow, and YouTube could delete all of our channels tomorrow.
I try not to get too attached.
I said that a long time ago. I was like, man, if they really wanted to, they could shut CG down like that.
Yeah.
If we don't have an alternative platform with a base on it,
dude. There are like journalists that I follow, right? Lefty journalists, right? But they're left of the Democrats, so that's really forbidden. That's really not allowed, right?
No.
And so they're all on Substack now, right?
Yeah.
But what's going to stop, somebody from buying Substack and being okay? Now all your accounts are deleted too, and they'll just keep following people around, man.
And some people just know Kickstarter. There's fucking Republicans that only know fucking Kickstarter because it's fucking Kickstarter.
Yes.
They don't know what the fucking Indiegogo is, and you're gonna
people
fucking hate on it.
People ask me, I'm like, hey, I'm running an Indiegogo campaign. What's that? Oh, it's like Kickstarter. Oh, okay, I get it.
See, I say crowdfunder.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm doing a crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah,
I try to keep the politics out of it because there's always that one guy that's gonna go, oh, you're on that.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, and I don't want the conversation to start there. I want the conversation to start about my book.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I want to talk about my
book. There's some shit that's only on
stuff.
Kickstarter too. Like there's a gang of books that like they're only on Kickstarter. You know what I mean? I never backed Kickstarter. I've never backed a Kickstarter campaign. I would though.
I have. If it's only on Kickstarter, like there's a Vampire Hunter D book coming out. I'm just like, oh, it's on Kickstarter. Yeah. Okay, all right. Click. I got it because I gotta have it.
Now for me, that's where it started though. I started buying Kickstarters with those Politos up there.
Right. See? Yeah, and he's, Polito's awesome, dude.
So that's where it started for me. I didn't know what Kickstarter was till I, Brian Polito and joined the group. He was one of the founding members of the Madness, just so y'all know.
No
he
shit.
was one of the very first people to join the group when I started.
That's awesome.
He's an internet friend, but what I consider a very good one. If I ever get to hang out with him, it's going to be a good time. I know.
I love Evil Ernie, man.
Dude, no shit, huh?
That's my favorite.
Death.
Hope he gets that back someday, man. That'd be sweet.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely one of the people that is rocking it hard.
I would have never known anything about crowdfunding if it wasn't for getting the Brian Polito Lady Death book on Kickstarter.
Right. All right. We're what? Almost a half hour into the show. Let's get into the movie.
I didn't know John Carradine was in. Now I'm gonna have to watch it.
Oh, dude, John Carradine, Vincent Price, Donald Pleasance. Okay, just real quick introduction. Let me educate you, Pops. Let me educate you here.
Do this.
Okay. Milton Subotsky. Milton Subotsky was a guy who was a dude from New York, a Jewish brother who moved to England to start producing horror movies, right? This is when Hammer horror movies were at their peak. He did something very interesting to differentiate his movies from the Hammer movies, right? The Hammer movies, of course, those are straight up gothic horror stories. The Milton Subotsky movies, those are, the name of the studio is Amicus Films, Amicus Productions. The Amicus anthologies, as they're known, were anthologies. That's to say, there were portmanteaus. They were a series of stories. Now, when I was a kid and one of these came on, whether it was Tales from the Crypt, Vault of Horror, From Beyond the Grave, Asylum, Torture Garden, The House That Dripped Blood, there's The Uninvited. There's a bunch, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Those were always great because if you were watching a story and you didn't like it, that was okay, because in 5-10 minutes it was going to be over and they were going to be on to the next story, and that might have something cool in it, like a werewolf or a zombie or something that you were going to vibe with.
Right.
So Subotsky was churning these out, but that's actually not fair, because by saying that he was churning them out, that's implying that it was just like hack work, right? No. The thing about Subotsky, the thing that made him different, was the fact that he was very literary minded. So he was somebody that was reading a lot of horror fiction. So you get something like Asylum, that's basically a collection of stories by Robert Bloch, the guy who wrote Psycho, right? And he would do this with like each of his movies. It would be either a specific author that he'd be adapting, or he would take like a bunch of different short stories and adapt those, but they always came from literary sources. They always came from books. And he was somebody that was reading the stuff, so he knew what was good and he knew what was shit. And so these movies were generally great. Around 1980, Hammer was finished. Amicus was on its way out. Amicus actually ended. And he started a new production company called Sword and Sorcery Productions. Let me see if I can find the title card.
I saw that in the beginning of the movie. I was like, it's fucking awesome.
A Sword and Sorcery Production. Yeah. Hold on a second. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Subotsky actually was intending on going on and switching from these portmanteaus to doing adaptations of heroic fantasy novels. He was one of the first people that was interested in the rights to Conan the Barbarian. And check this out. You know who he wanted to play Conan the Barbarian, who was in talks? Dave Prowse, a.k.a. Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
He was big, too, like in, what was it, Vampire Circus? That fool was
Vampire Circus.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange. He plays Julian in that. And Try the Wine. Patrick McGee, he's in this in tonight's movie as well. Anyway, this was sort of he didn't go out with a bang. He went out with a whimper, is the best way to kind of describe this. This movie barely got a theatrical release in England. It didn't get a theatrical release here. Here it went, you basically really didn't have home video much at the time. So this went straight to TV. And I remember seeing this, and I recognized his name because I was already a horror geek. I was reading all my, famous monsters of Filmland and Fangoria and, all that stuff. And so I was looking forward to this, and I watched it, and I was just like, oh my God, this is just stupid, but it has gone on to become a favorite of mine. This is a very cheesy movie. There's just no way about it.
Yeah.
But it is cheesy in a good way, I think.
The concept is fucking brilliant.
And the concept is brilliant. The concept comes from R. Chetwynd Hayes. He wrote a book called The Monster Club, and this is the movie edition.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
look at Vince.
I got that on eBay,
Oh man.
and eventually the movie came out on DVD. However, the DVD was shit because it was all you could get, and it says like right at the beginning of the movie, it even says somewhere on here in the back, look, this is the best version we could find. We couldn't find the original negative. It probably doesn't exist anymore. So it was taken from like a really good VHS master. But,
It's a little rough.
So it's a little rough. But then this came out, and this is the real shit right here. Right? It's got first of all, it's from the original negative. It looks beautiful. I'm going to be showing some screenshots from it. And it's got like a load of extras. It's got a let me see here. It's got a interview with Vincent Price, 62-minute interview with Vincent Price.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and let's see, an interview with David Delvale, learns by George Reeves, brand new 16:9 anamorphic transfer mastered in HD, bitches. So you can find this, or I don't know if like Arrow Video or any of those other outfits have done recent versions of it, because they're doing a lot of those. Because with Blu-ray, Blu-ray is kind of what DVD was in the beginning, which is to say it's a collector's medium. So it's not like you get a Blu-ray and it's just like the movie and like maybe the trailer if you're lucky. Like these were like decked out, which is great. Anyway, concept for the Monster Club is fantastic. R. Chetwynd Hayes in this, he's played by David Carradine. David Carradine, not David Carradine. What am I saying? John Carradine, who's the father of David Carradine and Keith Carradine. Okay, so he has, I believe, the longest entry in the Internet Movie Database.
Oh shit!
Like he's literally in more movies than anybody. Oh yes,
Richard Carradine too from Revenge of the Nerds.
Yes, and then there's Richard Carradine from LA briefly. Yes, yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, Matt.
Hey, I love Revenge of the Nerds. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's a great movie. I love the Devo sequence. It's especially funny. So Subotsky was like, okay, I'm going to adapt this novel, but since it's set in a club, the Monster Club, I'm going to get a bunch of punk rock bands, because punk rock was just starting out and becoming a thing. And he went and he got all the wrong bands. Like there were bands that he could have gotten that he didn't get because evidently he didn't know anything about it, and he was basically relying on information from somebody, I guess, that didn't know what they were talking about, right? So I think the only band that you might know in this is the Pretty Things, possibly, and UB40. And UB40 doesn't even perform in the movie. You just hear their music like in the background. So yeah, there it is from the novel by R. Chetwynd Hayes, and I love how this opens, because it opens kind of pretty much like the novel, except here we see a bookstore and there's a big display for R. Chetwynd Hayes, and R. Chetwynd Hayes evidently looks exactly like John Carradine. So he's admiring the display, and he runs into this guy in the street, played by Vincent Price, who's explaining that, like I'm starving, like I'm dying, I need help, and Hayes is very kind, and he's just like, he was just like, I'll give you money for food. He's like, oh, I can't keep down food. He's like, I'll help you any way I can. He's like, really? And so he bites him and sucks his blood. And so later on, he's picking up his wallet because, like, his cards and his money and everything is just like all over the street because he just jacked his ass right there. And he's picking, and he's being very kind because, it's just like this dude just saved his life, made a little donation to the blood bank. And Price's character introduces himself as Aramis, and he is just like, "Oh, you're Art Chetwynd Hayes. I love your stuff, man. Oh, hell yeah! You know what? Let me do you a little solid. I could take you to a place where you're going to find lots of material for your next book. It's called The Monster Club." Sorry, you're gonna hear me doing a lot of that shit. I love the soundtrack to this movie, right? Now, the masks, the rumor was that the masks were made by Milton Subotsky's Milkman.
No shit.
That's not true. It was made by a guy the masks were made by a guy he knew who worked in a milk processing plant.
Bastards.
Right? And I think what they were thinking was that this was sort of meant to be a takeoff on the cantina sequence from Star Wars, where you see a lot of people in rubber masks. Right? Exactly, right?
That's Max Rebo.
Right. Here, however, it's like they're not even like blacking their eyes out or anything. Like, they're very obviously rubber masks.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're all wearing like turtlenecks, right? Because the masks don't necessarily come with necks, so they're right. They're all getting busy. The vampire chicks. I love how the vampire chicks dance in this. They're all like, wait, I gotta pull myself. That's the vampire chick dance, right? And the band that's playing it's a band called The Viewers, and you know what? I am gonna probably get my ass in trouble, but I am definitely gonna play some video clips from this. So Price sits Hayes down, or actually Aramis sits Hayes down, and he starts to tell him about the monster genealogy chart. And
that tree.
Yes. It's also worth mentioning, if you're a comic book fan, this movie's a real treat because it has art by John Bolton.
Yeah.
And the art by John Bolton in this is great, but it's not like Bernie Wrightson did a lot of artwork for movies, but basically he did designs that were then turned into like makeups and special effects and stuff like that. In this, the John Bolton illustrations are part of the movie.
Yeah, that was my favorite one.
Yeah, and
the last one.
Yes. Yeah, with the ghouls. Let me see if I can share this.
I like the speech that he gives at the end of the movie. Vincent Price.
Yes.
Yeah, that was like pretty cool. Talking about mankind,
He's human. What can he do? What can he do?
He's a hume.
He's a hume. What can he do? It's like you really don't know nothing about humans, do you? Like they've done stuff that would like make like the most, the biggest fiend in this place shudder with fear, right? Yeah. Genocide, nuclear bombs, flesh-eating viruses, you name it, right?
Long take too. He was just like spitting out all the stuff,
Yeah. Price is really, really good in this.
Seeing him dance at the end of the movie, just snapping his fingers.
Yeah.
It's just some new wave. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Entertaining.
Yes. You can definitely tell that he's having fun in this. That's for sure.
For sure.
Let's see. How do I share the video screen? How do I share YouTube screen? Do I have to close this in order to open up a new one? I think I may have to. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, this is a very professional stream, everybody. Hold on a sec. Please be patient. Right.
Yeah, that first story was really good too. The scene where the lady like transforms, that was pretty scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can do this real quick, because I know we have to be careful. I think I have to stop. Let me know.
I wouldn't go more than 10 seconds on any clip.
Okay.
And kind of talk over it if it's not something that is important to hear. Just kind of like, you know.
Right. Yeah. All right. Can you see that?
Yeah.
All right. Here it is.
Can't hear it anyway.
Oh, are you getting the sound?
No sound.
The sound. God damn it, man!
You didn't share it with audio, did you?
Oh no, I didn't. God. Okay. All right.
Blame Crom, bro. Just blame Crom.
Yeah. No, I do. He stole all my weed too.
Yeah.
So I'm he's not like big on my Christmas list this year. Let's just put it that way.
Did you see that new thing?
What new thing? What new thing? You got to tell me what new thing. What's the thing?
You gotta look.
What? Oh yeah, hold on. I'm like multitasking here. Hold on. All right. What? Let's see.
The thing.
Oh shit.
Nina said it looked like some shit out of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Looks like something you'd see at a fish show. God damn, I hate
A friend of
fish.
mine gave me that, man. Just like, they bring me shit all the time, dude.
That's awesome. All right, now how the heck do I share with audio? It's not even offering me the
when you do the share screen, right?
Yeah.
Right when you first click the share screen, down the lower left of that window, there should be a little teeny box.
All right.
Before you even pick what screen you're going to
sharing. Or am I using the
when you hit the share screen at the bottom of the page, or at the bottom of your computer page?
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Because I would love to be able to share this with the actual music.
No. Get out all that. Get all the way out.
Yes, Pops.
Hit the share screen button. Don't do nothing else.
Okay.
Got that window open?
Share screen.
Did the window open?
Yes.
Down at the lower left-hand corner of that window, there's a little box.
Yes.
Check it.
Okay.
Now open the window that you want to open.
Okay. And all right, let's see here. Can you hear that?
No.
Yeah, you know what? It could be like it could be a browser issue. It could be like a Firefox thing.
Yeah, it's probably Firefox.
Yeah, it's probably Firefox. Fuck you, Firefox.
You're using your mic already.
All right. So anyway, Aramis here shows off the monster genealogical. The monster genealogical chart, which is a great illustration by. Wait, hold on a sec. Let me move that and. All right, because I can still share pics. I know I can share pics. All right, there we go. Right, check that out.
The werewolf.
Yeah, so it turns out that there are three main monsters, primate monsters, in the monster hierarchy. There's vampires, there's werewolves, there's ghouls. Now, if a vampire mates with a werewolf, it produces a werevamp. If a werewolf mates with a ghoul, it produces a weregoo. If a vampire mates with a ghoul, it produces a vamgoo. Now, if a vamgoo mates with a werevamp, it produces a shaddy. If a vamgoo mates with a weregoo, it produces a matty. But if a werevamp mates with a vamgoo, it produces a ratty.
I feel like you're reading.
Or a matty or a shaddy mates with any of the other hybrid monsters, it becomes what's known as a mock,
that was like going through the first couple books of the Bible, and Joe begot John. And John
Yes.
begot John.
Yeah. And you notice also, it's not a tree; it's a root.
Yeah.
Right, going down.
Going down.
Yeah.
Right. And no offense to Piper, but that looks a little bit like Piper. If Piper was ugly. If Piper was ugly, okay, and which she's not, she's a very pretty girl, but that, yeah, it looks from my.
You got to give it wolf ears and shit.
Yes, yeah, without a doubt. Interesting thing too. When I always thought that Bolton had done this after the movie had been made, right? He didn't, and so the Shadmock, he drew the Shadmock looking like that, and they found an actor that looked pretty much almost exactly.
Yeah, and then the lady, she's the one in the last story, right?
Yeah, the Yungu, that was added later, I'm pretty sure. But the Shadmock, that was pretty crazy. What's so awesome in the novel is that all of these monsters have their own powers. They have their own power sets, as it were.
Sweet.
And it's like what? Where vampires sup, werewolves hunt, and ghouls tear. And hold on a sec. Let me see if I can. You see, hold on a sec. Let me see if I can find this. Uh-oh. Are you okay over there? You okay over there, Pops?
You got
a little bit of that medicinal, are we?
You can do a suck and tear.
The Chronicles of Crom.
Chronicles of Crom.
The Chronicles.
I'm just sitting here and I'm like,
the Chronicles.
Yeah, Chronicles Crom.
So I think Shaddy's lick, right? And I think Maddie's yawn. And and when you see the effect of what they do, or in the novel, it's horrific. It's horrific. Man. You know, it's not like a Shaddy will just come up to you and go like that. Their tongues come out and go and like take half your face off.
Damn.
Yeah, and so Aramis is explaining. He's just like, you know, basically, a Shadmock. It's like a polite term for a mongrel, as he says it, right? And yet they have this gift. They can whistle, and so Chetwynd Hayes, Carradine is just like, oh, that doesn't sound very impressive. And he's just like, oh, but you should see the result of a Shadmock's whistle, and that gets us into there's one of the cute vampire chicks, one of the at the coat check. Oh yeah, here's the menu there, the Monster Club. You got group O positive, B positive, A, etc.
Is that Fish?
Is that who?
Fish from Barney Miller. Is that Abe Vigoda?
Abe Vigoda slumming it in this? Yeah, no, it's not Abe Vigoda, but hail Abe Vigoda. So we get into the first story about the Shadmock, and immediately one of the things that bugged me about this movie as a kid is, there's this chick and her boyfriend. They're hustlers, and they're trying to get into this rich guy's house so they can jack his shit because they know he's got like some valuables and antiquities, right? And that's what they are. They're like antiquity thieves and art thieves. So there's a moment where he turns around and you see his face, and it's supposed to be horrifying. I'm just like, what's horrifying?
It's like, what's up, dude?
It looks a little pale.
It's like, I know some motherfuckers that look like that in real life.
Yes, right. And that is one of the problems of this movie. They did not have a good makeup artist, and it is something that definitely. it's definitely something that hurts the movie. Oh well, of course he falls in love with the girl. It's like a Beauty and the Beast story, and he doesn't have a lot of friends. She starts feeling very conflicted. Simon Ward from Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed and Holocaust 2000 is a boyfriend. He's like, come on, we got to do this. We got to grab her. We got to grab his shit, right? And so, there's this big monster party, right? And I have to agree, like David Cross did this great thing on actually it was on Mr. Show, where it was like In Search Of, but it was like monster parties, fact or fiction. And right, and they're like eyewitness accounts. Like I was going through a graveyard, and there was like Frankenstein monster dancing with the fucking Bride of Frankenstein, and then other guys just going, no, monster parties are total bullshit. If a bunch of monsters were to get together, they wouldn't have a party. It would be a titanic battle to the death.
Yeah, it'd be a brawl, man.
It would be a brawl.
But of course, they could have holidays though.
Yeah. A neutral ground and
hey man, once a year, let's all just get drunk, all right?
But that's what the Monster Club is for. That's what
I see you in the rest of the year. I'm whooping that ass.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, exactly. But the Monster Club, that's a place where they can chill. So Mitch breaks the poor guy's heart. He whistles and dun dun dun. That's what she is.
See, what the fuck is that?
That was scary.
It's a wax dummy. That's actually that's probably like the one good special effect that's in the movie.
No, I mean, what is that on the root?
On the what?
On the root.
On the root?
The genealogy.
Oh, this? No. This is a human. But this is the result of a Shadmock's whistle.
Okay.
And because homeboy here is a Shadmock.
Okay.
Could they even put a little black makeup around his eyes or something? But yeah.
So he just like turned that chick into one right there. Bang.
Shit.
Yeah, and it's pretty creepy too.
It is
because like he catches her stealing from him, and homeboy's so fucking pathetic and thirsty. He's just like, but you could still love me.
Yeah, he was simping hard.
He was simping hard, right? And you feel terrible for him, really. And
sugar soup.
And so she loses her shit and starts screaming at him. Oh, you're horrible. I can't stand to look at you. And so he whistles, and she walks into the apartment, right? Simon Ward's just like, so did you get the shit? And she's like, you could still love me. You could still love me.
Yeah.
And he ends up in the rubber room as a result.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And second story's got Donald Pleasance with what's his face? Richard Johnson from The Haunting and Zombie and a bunch of other great horror movies as the father of this young lad, and who attracts the attention, unfortunately, of these vampire hunters. But don't worry, it all has a happy ending. That's like the one lighthearted story in the group. And then we have a performance by Knight singing The Stripper. I could be a lady and a stripper. See, now I can't share the actual clips from the movie because I'm too much of a boomer.
Strippers that really look like that.
Yeah, there are. Too much crack. Hey, DY comes all with the crack, man.
They be dancing by dumpsters and shit.
Yeah. So there's this pretty cute scene where like you see like a stripper coming out, and then the lights change, and then it changes to animation. She takes her clothes off, and then she starts taking her skin off.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like a skeleton.
Man, the whole concept, like you could do this with metal bands. You could do it with fucking punk bands. Like this movie could be remade. I'd be down with that. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have as many. It's not for you, but like I'm just saying. You know what I mean? You don't have Vincent Price now. I mean, you probably put Nicolas Cage in the motherfucker, but it's like,
dude,
the concept is sound.
Yeah,
dude, I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite novels. It really is. Like, this is one of my favorite movies, and it's kind of cheesy, but it's like I like it not in spite of its flaws, because of its flaws. But this novel it has a sense of humor to it, but it's a really dark sense of humor, and there are moments in this that are horrifying. I would love to see a straight adaptation of this.
What type
of I had a few money? Absolutely.
What genre of music should they play in that if you were to pick it?
That would depend on the year, because if this had been a time, I would have been like, you get Bauhaus, 45 Grave, gets the Cramps, a lot of the bands that you heard in Return of the Living Dead. That's who they should have had in this.
Oh, okay. What if it was not modern, like if they made it now?
Oh God, I don't know.
There's nothing out now.
Goth metal, I would say. I would say bands like Lacuna Coil or Crematory, Theater of Tragedy. They're not really around anymore. But yeah,
Typo Negative.
Typo Negative.
Rap Black Label Society are all around this shit.
That's what I'm saying. You could do any style. Like, you can do a lot of shit.
You could.
Just the concept's badass.
It is. It is it's an awesome. It's an awesome concept, and unfortunately, they bungled it in many respects. But you know what? All the ways that they bungled this, I love. I
like this one, man. This one was cool.
Yes, the Yungu. This opens up.
That looks like No Country for Old Men right there, or whatever. Go back, that dude.
Yeah, Stuart Whitman. This is the story with Stuart Whitman. Stuart Whitman is a horror movie director, and so he's making a vampire movie, but he's looking for locations, and so he ends up.
Oh, man, that's what that right there reminds me of, that dude.
Actually, what this is very similar to, I don't know if you guys have ever seen City of the Living Dead, also known as Horror Hotel. Or is it City of the Walking Dead? See, I get so many of the alternate titles of these movies mixed up sometimes. It's a black and white horror movie with Christopher Lee about this this young lady who takes a wrong turn and ends up in this town that seems like it's in another dimension. And it looks a lot like this. Now, there are different versions of this movie, I have to say, because I believe that the TV version that I saw, and I think I'd have to check, the version that's on this disc, on the DVD, all of these scenes are shot with a blue tint. Right? So that creates like a day for night effect. But it also gives you the feeling like, oh, he's like in another dimension or something.
Yeah.
Right? Because he's driven through this fog, and the fog takes him to this place where he runs into these people, right? Who were supposed to be ghouls. Once again, makeup.
Yeah. No budget.
No budget.
Not even low budget. Just no budget for this part.
Yeah, let's sprinkle some flour on your face.
It reminded me of a Solomon Kane. Like, Solomon Kane could have went in there if it had the budget, and just the way it was set up. You know what I mean? Let's go in there and fuck everybody up.
He would have effed them up big time. Yeah. He would have been like.
And I was looking at it, I was like, damn, man, if you wanted to make like a low budget movie, this is a cool little set, dude. You could do a lot with this stuff right here,
Oh, without a doubt.
It was pretty creepy, and it reminded me kind of what was that one movie that we watched? Blood on Satan's Claw a little bit.
Yes.
I like the whole town, even though it was, a no budget town. It looked really cool. I like the smoke that was always up in there all the whole time, real gothy looking. And then they threw the bowling illustrations in right at the perfect time.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Drive it.
No budget is the sign of a truly independent project.
It is, and you know what? I have to say, some of the zero budget movies I've been seeing lately are really good. There's one called The Changed that I really enjoyed. It has Tony Todd in it. It's a zero budget adaptation of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, basically. But it's what up, Eric? Eric the Guapo, in case you didn't know.
What up?
Guapo means handsome. Which Eric is, of course. But what the hell was I saying? Oh yeah, that's Patrick McGee. right there, who I think maybe has like a total of like 20 lines in this, maybe if even that. You're gonna remember him from a bunch of horror movies, Clockwork Orange, of course. He's the writer in that, and then Whitman's getting chased by these people. He doesn't know what the hell they want, and he runs into the churchyard, and they can't go into the churchyard. So that's a clue right there. And he finds this desiccated corpse and his journal. And then we get into the Bolton stuff. Right? Yeah,
oh, those guys are cute.
That means you're fucked.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. And let me see. I know I've got more of those here.
The leg bones connected to the.
Yeah, man.
The style of art right here is one of my favorites. Like, the way he, renders and Bernie too. You know what I mean?
When I first saw this as a kid, I thought this was Bernie.
Yeah, I thought it looks like fucking Bernie, straight up, like a lot of Frankenstein stuff too. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. This is John Bolton. For those of you who don't know who John Bolton is, he was an artist in the 1980s. He did a comic for Marvel's Epic line called The Black Dragon. I'm trying to think like what people would know him for, but
I've never even heard of him before. I was like, oh shit, that looks like fucking Bernie Ghost Artist or some shit.
He is somebody that didn't hang out in the comic book scene very long. He's somebody who moved right into the fine art world.
I could tell.
And which is something, and mind you, Bernie could have done that too.
Oh, totally.
I mean, there's so many, unfortunately, you're talking about, like here in America, comic book artists or writers are basically about one notch above a pornographer.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the whole fine art world doesn't want anything to do with you. You're not a real artist.
Shit, the fine art world has the same problem the comic world has. They got people that will cancel you.
Well, that too.
Same problem. They have the exact same problem. Doc Blaylock is a fine artist. Now he's doing comic book.
Right. Yeah, I mean, look, my policy has always been the same. There's no such thing as high art and low art. There's just art.
I agree with that.
There's just good art. It's just
you like it or you don't, too.
It's good art.
That. Like, for me, I think anything is art if you put it in a fucking frame. Now, if you like it or you don't like it, that's another question. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm going to argue the banana tape to the wall.
That's a troll.
Okay.
That's a troll, okay?
I just say it's art, but I don't like it personally.
I mean, shit art,
but
well,
it's
art. If
art.
They can sell it that way, more power to them. Taking a banana to the wall ain't art,
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. You have people who are charlatans,
yeah,
right, and then you have people who are trolls.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you have somebody like Jeffrey Coons, whose work is just disgusting, and by disgusting I mean it's just gross to look at. Right, these statues that he does with these pastel paint.
But that's what he's going for.
Yeah, and he trolled the Vatican in one of the funniest ways possible, because the Vatican collects art. And so if you're a really happening artist, people are paying millions of dollars for your work, the Vatican's going to commission you to do something for them, to add to their collection, right? He did a statue of him and his wife, the porn star Cicciolina, also a member of Italian Parliament, I must add, making love in explicit detail.
Oh, wow.
He's like, okay, there you go.
That's a mad troll right there.
Mad troll, right?
Oh man.
Yeah.
No,
funny.
Those are balls this big.
Yes, they are.
Those are balls this big.
Yeah, and I love how he defended it too. It's like it's me and my wife making love, right? He's like, you're saying that's obscene?
It's me and the wife.
It's like that scene in The People versus Larry Flint. You got a problem with it? Take it up with the manufacturer. Right? Right? I mean, what can you say to that? Nothing. There's no comeback for that. So yeah, here is a pic of Bolton while he was working on the illustrations that would end up in his monster chart. See, that looks even more like Piper right there. Yeah, so Bolton ended up going into the fine art world and is mostly known for his paintings of vampire chicks. Vampire chicks like crawling out of tombs. And these paintings sell for an insane amount of money. So the comic book world lost a really great artist, but still, what can you say to somebody that's working in the comic book world as a choice between that and the fine art world, right? Yeah. Where are they going to be treated better?
You got to make your money, man. You got to pay your bills, you know what I mean?
Your money. Yeah. Look at somebody like Bernie, right? Who, like, I don't know that he ended up broke, but he didn't make anywhere near the amount of money that he should. He never got anywhere near the amount of respect and love that he deserved.
Yeah.
You know, and it's sad because I know, like, Preston met him. He was doing like a little workshop at a convention, and he said like he was just bitter as fuck, and not a bad guy, not like one of those, not like Jerry Only from the Misfits, who's just like fucking bitter and just an asshole. He was one of those guys who was like really nice, really cool, happy to share information, down to earth and everything, but was just bitter over the way that the industry had treated him.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
It's totally, well, yeah, and look how it treated Jack Kirby, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. The American comic industry just has a really, really bad history when it comes to how it's treated its most valuable asset, which is its artists. Because, you know, and as a writer, man, I will always be the first to say that the artists should always be the rock stars, because, you know, even if it's like 45-55 in the artist's favor, man, I don't care how good your script is. If somebody picks your book up off the rack and they look at it, they open it and they go, "Ew, it's going back on the rack."
You got to have those covers too, man, especially when there's like, you know, at the height of comicdom.
Yes.
Not saying it is now, but you got your cover's got to stand out. You know what I mean? Say if you're in a metal store, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You have a cover that's solid red with the big fist going on it with a knife in it. It's black.
Dude.
That thing's gonna stand out. You know what I mean? So you got to find a way to fucking have your book stand out.
Dude, I mean, you know, speaking of Preston, his shit's metal as fuck.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Right? Like I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, Preston, he's like, everyone calls him like CG Frazetta and fucking Simon. He's like,
he is
busy. He is, but now he's something else, dude.
I know.
He doesn't. To me, he doesn't like. He like. There's a little bit of them in there, but he's his own beast now, dude. He really is.
Exactly.
I actually want him. I like him where he is too, not drawing a lot of fucking the mainstream shit. I like how he's drawing the indie shit, the CG shit. You know,
because he's seen how these guys get fucked over.
Yeah,
and he doesn't want that to happen to him.
No.
And okay, here's a little spoiler. I'm sorry. I know I'm pimping my own shit here, but this is one of the guys in the drawn-in tiers.
Yeah.
Right here. Right? Got a little close-up and everything.
It's good.
And people with the drawn-in tiers, I've discovered, a lot of them, they like to die.
Yeah, right.
Right? So there's homeboy crushed into a ball.
Wadded up, huh?
Just wad it up.
And now tell him my
just like reached out, grabbed him, and just like
Now tell him my take on that, Brian.
I know. What is your take?
Remember, we don't want to die. We want to come back in the next fucking book, man.
Yeah, right, there you go. No, that does make sense. That does make sense. Here's like another guy from the drawn-in tier. Getting fucking speared, pinned to a wall like a fucking butterfly.
I mean, I don't mind if that's my destiny in that particular book or whatever, but you know, I like to leave my options open.
Of course. I'm trying to
last as long as I can over here.
Yeah. No, it makes sense to me. And you know what? I took dialogue that was supposed to be on these pages, and I just and threw it out. So there are pages that are nothing but Preston's art, right? Because when you're writing, you want to kind of like cover your ass so people know what's going on, right? So if there's any confusion,
the artist covers it, you don't have to.
Exactly. And so I was like, you know, it's like, okay, well, this dialogue goes here. I'm like, we don't need it. It's just like, and so I was just like, throw that shit out, and just like people just dig on Preston's beautiful art, and also friggin' Ollie's beautiful colors, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I like the marriage of pencils and colors on there, man. It's just so scratchy and fucking.
I know.
I just like how Ollie's colors don't take away from the line work.
No.
Yeah, I love that.
That's, dude.
Over-rendered, you know?
No. And you know what? That's what made me so happy with this.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing too. It's like, but who was it that chose the colorist? It was Preston. Let your artist pick the colorist, because they know who's going to crap all over their work. And yeah, no, I mean, I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be working with more awesome people. You know, that's me just being like really, 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 really grateful. And you know, and it's just like they're making me look good. You know, and also that is one of the things that you do is, you know, is writers and artists, you make each other look good.
And make sure that, man, that they
that they what?
Make sure that they're having fun, yo.
Make sure they're having fun. Give them shit to draw that's going to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, either if they're one of those people like Preston that's always looking for a challenge, give them a fucking challenge.
Absolutely.
You know, Don't give them some cartoon to draw. Give them something to work. You know, that's what they want to do. I mean,
well, like for Nine Devils, that thing that I wrote for him, I was just like, okay, we're gonna have like he's gonna want like post-apocalyptic bikers on like freaky futuristic bikes. You know, make sure it opens with that stuff. You know,
bikers are fun, man. It doesn't get much more metal than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
You know what band's biker metal? BLS.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, everybody knows that.
Yeah.
SDMF motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, here's the monster party.
You got the Sim in the chat.
Sim, the Siminator.
Non-stop party. What up, Sim?
Speaking
What's
of
up,
bikers,
brother? Links in there if you feel like joining us. Speaking of monster parties, Sim is hopefully sometime soon going to be starting work on the Blood Hunt Doc Salem crossover.
Oh yeah.
And oh god, I can't wait for that. Yeah, he's gonna do the like the breakdowns, and then Preston's gonna do the finishes, and then Preston's got another Doc Salem. He's got Doc Salem 2 coming out. That's gonna be scripted by our buddy Phil Diaz, and that should be Zeit as well. So there's lots of Doc Salem in your future, bitches.
Nice.
Yeah, look at that. You see the turtlenecks, the preponderance of the turtlenecks in this. Oh yeah, there's B.A. Robertson. I'm just a fucker.
Clancy Brown.
Your love. And this is especially cheesy because it's just a static shot of this dude singing, zooming in, out,
Yeah.
zoom in, out. It's just like, I can't believe that Roy Ward Baker fucking shot that shit, man. There's just no way. Because I should mention this was also
that's cutting room shit right there.
Right. Well, I mean, this was they shot this in 24 days, so you know they had a very, very small budget. Obviously,
I like the dude on the right. Nice tux with the little frillies and the bow tie. Check him out, man.
Yeah, man. It looks like he's at a senior prom or something.
He is styling right there.
And they could have gotten some
young Meatloaf on stage.
There is a hippie in this, though. As
I say, you got young Meatloaf on stage right there. Look.
Yeah, so definitely, folks, I recommend you check this out. Try and get the Blu-ray. And this may even have the soundtrack on it, I think, because the soundtrack to this is even though they picked like all the wrong bands, I loves it to pieces. What can I say? What did you think of this, Matt? What did you think of the Monster Club?
I never seen anything like it before. I thought it was a fun, like, it was kind of like a party. It was kind of like watching a monster party. I don't know if, that's the best way to describe it. Definitely worth watching. I like this scene right here. This is my favorite, probably one of my favorite scene. This is the speech that he gives.
Yes.
It's not even part of, because there's so many stories going on because it's an anthology. But the host, it was fun seeing Carradine in there too. I kept thinking of The Howling. And just if you're into like Tales from the Crypt, and any type of horror anthology, you're probably gonna dig this. I mean, it is a little cheesy, but know that going in, it's a fucking party. It's got a low budget, but it's a fun movie. And then there's some creepy little parts in there. But yeah, check it out. You're not gonna see a fucking movie like it right now.
Nice. Right. Yeah, my impression too. So
you say there's a good cut of it on YouTube that I can find.
Definitely, if you fucking smoke like a bowl and watch it, you're gonna laugh your ass off at some of the shit.
Without a doubt. Yeah, you know what? Let me put the
just like that Family Root. You're gonna fucking you'll crack up on that. That shit's hilarious, especially if you haven't seen it. And you just see it like, what the fuck,
There's the link to watch it free of charge, and it is a 1080p rip. So you never. What can I say? It's in so many ways, it's the best time ever to be a horror fan. But I do want to point out this freaking hippie with the green hair right over Price's shoulder, right?
Because he's dogging him.
Yeah, he commits like the ultimate extra sin, which is he draws attention to himself. Yeah. Right. So Price is monologuing, and
yeah, good. Like one take, like dropping all these fucking lyrics. Like damn.
Yeah, man. Classic fucking Vincent Price, right? Rocking that shit. And this dude starts fiddling around. He starts going,
dude, you could straight like fucking like cap that like that scene or just the dialogue, and put it like in a fucking trailer or something, or in a movie or something where he's talking about mankind. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All this fucked up shit they do. Like, oh, that's and in his Vincent Price voice, it's awesome.
Yep. Can we truly call this a monster club if we do not boast amongst our membership a single member of the human race? Yeah. Let me see, because that is. Let me see if I can find this.
Sim, recognize the nose of Vincent Price.
Because that's his character, Vincent from fucking Blood Hunt. That's the OG Vincent.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, here it is. Let's see. In the past 60 years, the Humes have exterminated 150 million of their own kind. No effort has been spared to reach this astronomical figure, and the methods used must demand our unstinted admiration. The Humes began with many serious disadvantages, but this they overcame with wonderful ingenuity. Not having claw, fang, or a whistle worth talking about, they invented guns, tanks, aeroplanes, bombs, poisonous gas, extermination camps, swords, daggers, bayonets, booby traps, atomic bombs, flying missiles, submarines, warships, aircraft carriers, and motor cars. They have also perfected a process for spreading a lethal disease, on any part of the planet. During their short history, they have subjected other Humes to death by burning, hanging, decapitation, electrocution, strangulation, shooting, drowning, racking, crushing, disemboweling, and other methods far too revolting for the delicate stomachs of this august assembly. Yeah, folks.
One line is just fucking makes the movie metal. Like that, you know what I mean? Like me, I would have put all that shit like in a song or something. Like that's the type of lyric I would write.
Sample it.
Describing some shit.
Yeah, man.
And he does it all. Like I don't know how the fuck for me, like I'm just saying, like for me to remember lines, I don't know how actors do it, but for me, I have to like remember lines to a melody. I have to like sing it in my head, even if it's like a weird, like I don't know how the fuck they can memorize that and just do it like that,
Yeah,
20 days.
Yeah, it blows my mind. The people that have always impressed me the most are soap opera actors.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of right now on the flyer.
Oh my God. Imagine you're showing up day of, here's your script for today, and you may only have like 10, 15 minutes or something like that.
Right.
And they used to do that shit live too.
Yeah.
If you watch old episodes of Dark Shadows, you see them fucking like flubbing lines all the time.
Barnabas Collins, baby.
Yeah, it's crazy
Yeah,
too.
man.
Just actors, how they can move their face and their eyebrows, like even like the thing. I was looking at all the different Batman, that played Batman, all the actors, and Keaton's fucking got the eyebrows that are just like that. Even when he's chilling, like he don't look mad. He's just like, how the fuck do you do that with your eyebrows? Like most people can't even do that shit, and stuff like that, with the face, and just in acting, like it's not easy, it's crazy.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Look, why I learned to do that? This right here.
Yeah.
I was in a school play of The Outsiders, and I was 2-bit. And 2-bit used to cock his eyebrow at people, and that was part of the description of who he was. And I spent days learning how to do that.
I didn't know that you could learn how to do that. I always thought like you could. It's like being able to wiggle your ears. You can.
It's weird too, though. Like seeing Keaton when he does it. Like for me, I have to force it. And you can tell I'm forcing it, and I could barely do it. And I just get these little lines up here. But him, he's just like chilling, looking, and they're both fucking way up here, and he's just like looking over a fucking table, like a craps table in Wayne Manor. In the movie.
Like,
damn.
I can only do it with one eye. I can't do it with the other. It don't work.
Yeah, it's like some people are just gifted and can do that stuff. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, and they drew Batman ever since Keaton in the comics. They would draw the fucking the cowl like that. Like for me, Batman has to have the Keaton fucking shit on him. You know what I mean? If I'm drawing it just looks cool.
Keaton was my movie Batman too.
Yeah, he's the shit, dude. Like he brought the voice and he brought the balls. You know what I mean? The aura.
I don't think he was a good Bruce Wayne. That's why
he wasn't. But for me, he just like he kicked the gates open. You know what I mean? Well, he was not my favorite.
If the movie had been better, I think if the movie had been better, I maybe would have been a little kinder.
I don't think the guy that is Batman has to be the main guy that's Bruce Wayne as far as acting goes. Why?
It's hard.
Batman could be a completely different actor. Why not?
I liked Affleck the most.
The fight scenes,
Batman.
I like Affleck.
Put fucking Tony Jaa in that fucking costume.
Yeah. I think Affleck did it the best. The new one's pretty cool. I think he just kind of had to do like the balance, dude. You know what I mean? And then
or if you look at George Clooney, right, who always gets the short end of the stick. Yeah. Right, and he even said,
in the corny one. They put him in the corny movie.
They fucked that fool up. They fucked up Kilmer too.
Fault.
I know.
They fucked Kilmer and him up.
Corny movie. That was the sad part about it.
They gave Kilmer the best fight scene though. That intro in the beginning where he fucks all those dudes up out of the elevator.
Yeah, that's a really good.
Kilmer was the shit too back then at that time. You know what I mean? All the movie. It was Doc Holliday. It was Jim Morrison.
Doc Holliday. That was.
You know what I mean? Mad fucking Hardigan.
Oh, dude, do you have any idea how many Doc Hollidays I've seen in the movies?
Yeah.
Best Doc Holliday ever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's like arguably the best cowboy of all time. Oh fuck you, John Wayne did it. But no, you could put him up there against the motherfucking dude. Like straight up from that
was a great movie.
One performance.
A lot of people will go, Clint Eastwood, Josie, but fuck you, but you got a point. I mean, like, yeah, he is pretty fucking good. I mean, he blows Dennis Quaid out of the water, unfortunately.
There's a couple people you get to put up on that plateau. You put Clint up there. You put Kilmer up there because of one little
fucking couple hours, like an hour, maybe 30 minutes of footage.
Clint did a whole bunch of shit. Josie Wales, a whole bunch of good movies.
Right?
Josie's my favorite.
Leone films, yeah.
Kilmer
I love Josie, man.
One Western and put himself on that plateau with all those other guys.
Yeah, he did.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that fucking crazy? Just one like performance that's that iconic that he just fucks everybody up. I'm your Huckleberry. I mean,
he was also working with a great script too. Let's face it.
You know that like stealth, Kurt Russell stealth directed like 90% of that movie. I heard.
Did he really?
Yeah, I've seen a couple of documentaries. Yeah. The dude like fucking bounced. The director got fired or some shit, but he never takes credit for it. It's crazy, and he's never really directed anything. You know what I mean? Like that. I could think of. Fucking gangster.
Well, George P. Cosmatos had a reputation for being fun to work with, right? Like, he was best known for Rambo.
Yeah.
And Rambo 3. right? And Rambo, like Rambo First Blood Part 2, it's one of those movies I can't tell if it's tongue in cheek or not, right? Because it's funny as shit, and I die laughing every time I see it, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing or not, right?
Yeah.
And he did his first movie was a horror movie actually called Of Unknown Origin, and basically about Peter Weller versus a giant rat that's like moved into his apartment, right?
Sweet.
And he said he had so much fun making that movie and so much fun working with Cosmatos that he would agree to be in any movie he directed from that point on without even looking at a script.
Hey, just sometimes those directors. Looks like his son's doing the same thing. You know what I mean?
Oh well, his son's on a different level.
Yeah,
Panos Cosmatos is like if his next movie is fire, it's official. He's like the new Argento. He's the new Bava. He's the new Romero. He's the new Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Because between Beyond the Black Rainbow and Mandy, you know, those are both just incredible films.
That guy doing the Brawl movie and Bone Tomahawk, he's pretty fucking Dread Cross.
Oh, I love that dude.
He's my that's
he's
my favorite director right now.
Yeah. I still
he does no budget movies.
Yeah.
Do you have a movie pick for next week, Brian?
His movies are like no budget too.
Oh yeah. And but yeah, was it Brawl in Cell Block 9?
That's like my favorite movie like of the past 7 years. I still haven't found a movie that I've enjoyed more than that movie. And I don't even like Vince Vaughn that much. I mean, he's cool. He threw down his Norman Bates for what it was. You know, I mean,
that's an amazing.
I saw the cover and I was like, I saw the trailer and I was like, what the fuck? That looks pretty cool. And I'm like, I know he played his own, you know, Norman Bates or whatever. He's got that in him. He could do that. He can go there. You know.
Oh, dude.
Well, you know, give it a shot. And then I watched the documentaries on it, and he got a dialect coach and everything. You know, because some people can't do the Southern stuff. You know.
And he looks ominous.
Yeah.
He like put on like muscle weight that just made him look like I don't know, intimidating.
He would be a good Killer Croc, like those big fucking droopy eyes, just like a little like the one from the animated series with the gray skin and just a couple kind of maybe, you know what I mean?
Practical makeup, no fucking CGI bullshit.
Bald head like that, like it was in the movie.
Yeah. Brawl in Cell Block 9, absolutely fantastic movie. Love that to pieces. You know, and the very, very, very end of the movie, the very last shot in the movie, I was just like, "This is awesome!" Like this is a 10 like stars.
His movies end like that, like Lovecraft. You know what I mean? Where it's just abysmal, like fucking void. Yeah. You know, no social redeeming value. You know, but it is what it is. You know,
fantastic. But yeah, folks, check that out. Now, what should we watch next week? Do we have any suggestions from?
There's actually a movie I really want to watch, but I don't know if it's on there. Oh, what do you got, Pops?
Well, I haven't seen Karen.
I want to watch 30 Days of Night, but I don't think it's on there.
Oh, 30 Days of Night? Well, you know what? I think that is on Tubi. I know 30 Days of Night, Dark Days is on there, which is actually really good. If you haven't seen that, I actually like that better than 30 Days of Night. But let me check real quick. Oh yeah, well the best way is to check on IMDb, because IMDb actually has a little button you click that shows you viewing options. Oh God, did you guys watch the trailer for Ms. Marvel?
No.
Oh, it's so cringe. It's so cringe.
It was horrible.
I'm just kind of I'm hyped for the Northman, man. I just want to watch the Northman.
Now the trailer for Moon Knight, on the other hand, looks really promising.
Yeah, it looks interesting, like the different costumes he has and stuff.
And yes, it is on Tubi. 30 Days of Night. Yeah, that's on there, and the sequel's on there too. Oh, the Thing's on there.
I saw the Thing is on there. You want to do the Thing?
That's pretty
I don't know.
Big. Well, it is big, but that's the thing. Is like sometimes I think we should be doing movies
exactly every now and then. That's one of the biggest motherfuckers.
Do you remember the trilogy of terror?
Which one?
Trilogy of Terror.
Of Terror.
Of course, how could anybody?
Yeah, anthology.
Yeah, man.
Dude, that little fucking
Zuni fetish doll
or whatever it was, man. That was like
fetish doll. The
The little doll, right?
that traumatized a generation.
Oh,
when
man.
I was a kid,
With a steak knife. It had a
Yeah.
steak knife.
yeah, when Karen Black locks him in the Samsonite luggage, he's like, she's trying to grab the knife, their fingers. Yeah. Oh my God. That traumatized a generation. When I was a kid, that was the #1 movie that people asked me to identify. They were like, "What's that movie with the woman trapped in the apartment with that doll with the butcher knife that's trying to kill her?" I'm like, Trilogy of Terror.
This is the one with James Woods too, right? Where he's smoking.
Oh no, that's Cat's Eye.
That's Cat's Eye. Okay, which was similar because they had the little thing, but not that one. I've seen them both though. It's been a
Right.
while.
Yeah,
You know which movie I wanted to watch this week that we didn't? That I thought now I'm thinking about fucking Leprechaun. We fucked up.
I won't be gold.
Leprechaun.
Fucking
All right,
Willow.
well, let's see. So we do have a bunch of possibilities there. I don't
Yeah,
necessarily
just go
want
ahead and make you a list and set your next 4 or 5 shows up.
to. Right. I know. Yeah. No. I mean, it's let me see. Trilogy of Terror. Yeah, I think that's only on Prime, unfortunately. Although I bet there's probably a 1080p Blu-ray rip on
There's got to be.
on YouTube. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Trilogy of Terror.
Karen Black. This is good stuff.
Hey, she's in House of 1,000 Corpses. Do you know that?
Yep. Yeah.
Did you
Well, I
see
mean,
that? You saw that one, Brian?
yes.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't crazy about it.
It's a lot like a lot of older movies. He rips on a lot of shit.
Yeah, I know, but he does. I don't know. I'm just not a Rob Zombie guy. What can I say?
No.
Oh yeah, sure enough, Trilogy of Terror is on YouTube. Okay, we got some possibilities. The other thing I would love to do would be I would love for like some of the people in the DM group to be like, hey, like this is a movie I like that's a favorite of mine that I would love to talk about, and then we could focus on that particular movie and pimp their comic or
So
whatever.
suggest that in the DM group because
I will. I certainly shall. All right. So everybody, if you're interested in checking this movie out, if it sounds interesting or intriguing to you, click the link below, or there's also a link in the chat where you can watch it free of charge, unedited, without commercials on YouTube. Wait a second, YouTube has commercials now too, so I shouldn't say that. Either way, your bitch ass is watching some commercials unless you get the Blu-ray bitches. But yeah, go back, Long Shadow by our man Mike Murphy. He's like 1,000 away from reaching his goal. That's a really worthy project. Go check that out.
Roach Balls is launching right now on Good Stuff's channel.
I
check out Roach Balls.
I thought I already backed that.
No, it's launching right now, isn't it?
Oh, okay. Roach Balls looks friggin'. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's. I'm looking at that. That might be my most anticipated book that I didn't write for 2022.
If you share that screen real quick, I will play the new teaser trailer.
Oh, teaser.
Cromniverse. No, I said share my screen, not embiggen me.
Not embiggen? Let's see.
Not embiggen. I ain't nothing you want to see up close.
Don't say that, Pops.
My other screen.
Sexy man.
My other screen. Put it up there.
Share.
Oh, I'm already sharing it. You just got to click on it.
I got to click on. Wait, hold on. Kick from Studio, that one?
Down below. Pops Van Zandt.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. You guys ready for this? I got to mute.
No, but fuck it.
But fuck it. What?
No, I'm saying no, but fuck it.
Let's fuck some butts.
Let's do it live.
The Comics Related Madness presents Enter the Cromniverse, an anthology featuring the Little Green Dude. with a bad attitude. Follow Crumb as he crosses over into some of today's best independent comic books and graphic novels, featuring the creative talents of Don Blaylock, Brian Miss, Eric Hodson, Hex Allen, Lynn Fleming, Paul Gomez, Anthony Romano of Dark Gift Comics, Allison McClung, Hakeem Amir, Brian Christgau, Edwin Artex Badillo, Daniel Monroe, Tank Ferret, Manny Soto, Pedro Hain, Jim O'Reilly, Cindy Kelp, Nick Chiafalo, Timothy Flynn, Tim Andreas, Rich Parada, Bill Mouse, and more. Sign up today on Indiegogo.
Well, hell yeah.
I told you was in it.
Yeah, that was sweet, man. That was sweet.
Yeah.
I dug that. Yeah, so people sign up for that because there's certain stuff you're only going to be able to get if you sign up in advance.
Yeah, well, that Starenko Chromage right there by Jim O'Reilly is the 100 sign up bonus.
Yeah.
Now, if we get to like 200 signups, we're going to add something else to that sign up bonus. So and that's where we're at. We're between 1 and 200. So if we get to 200, we're going to add something else to the sign up bonus. But that print right there ain't just going to be a print. It's going to be the backing board for the comic.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, so you keep it with the comic always, right?
Oh, that's great.
Awesome.
I love that idea.
It's a great idea.
I mean, we got some good stuff, man. We got,
The sneakers, man. The sneakers.
dude, yeah. Oh, you got, just wait. The ones he's doing for fucking Baron, those Punisher ones that he's making for Mike Baron, he took one of the covers and he's actually doing the cover art on the side of the shoe, dude. It's fucking badass.
Sweet.
Oh my God, you don't have a pic of that to share, do you?
Dude, not yet. I'm
Work
ready
in
to
progress.
go.
Work in progress.
Yeah,
You gotta wait for that shit, bitches.
Dude, he sent me a picture. I was like, fuck. If he does my Crom shoes that cool, dude, it's
Hell
and
yeah.
there will be Crom shoes available on this campaign.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Hand painted, one of a kind, serial numbered. And there's
Exclusive one of a kind works of art.
12 pairs.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I mean,
That you can wear to the discotheque. That you can wear.
I'm getting mine to wear to the cons, bro.
Right.
Oh yeah, dude, yeah. Without a doubt, without a doubt.
Cons, fucking walking around the floor. My Crom.
Yeah, those are gonna be tight, man. I can't wait for those. All right, Pops, thank you so much for joining us, man.
You bet, my friend.
Matt, you're my boy. Thank you so much for joining us and always for your insightful insights. And everybody go back, Butch Cleaver 2, and you can get Butch Cleaver 1 with that shit.
Yes.
And everybody in the chat, thank you so much for tuning in. You really are appreciated. Smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash that little bell. I need subs. Help a brother out.
Go back, Six Gun Gorilla.
And go back, go back to Skunk Gorilla. Oh, and Tales from the Natverse 2.
Roach
Heavy metal ain't heavy metal anymore, so that shit's heavy metal. Go back that shit. And everybody, Rick Saylor, D-Wag, anybody else that popped up in the chat, anybody else that's still hanging out, know that you are appreciated and we love you, and we will see you next week. Bye.